You're telling me this whole collection, I mean, we're talking millions.
Welcome to the channel.
Started from $1,000 in cash and some Ricky Rubio cards?
Yeah.
I've come to Salt Lake City to see Adam Gray's incredible collection and to bring you one of the greatest collecting stories you'll ever hear. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Adam, this is such an incredible collection. It's hard to know where to start. We've got gold prisms, we've got one of ones, we've got rare 90s inserts, but let's start with a Logo Man. Talk to me about this unbelievable Kobe Bryant Logo Man card.
It's definitely one of those things that you look at and you go, well, how did we get here? I didn't ever start out thinking I'm gonna end up with Kobe Bryant's first Logo Man autograph. This one showed up at auction. I hoped that I'd have a chance at it, and I missed out. And I was devastated, and I told a few friends, like, gosh, I wish I would have gone a little bit higher. And then so fortunate that the card actually showed up about a year later. And that time I just did everything that I could. I maxed out everything, and I moved a whole bunch of my collection and was fortunate enough to just barely come out as the high bidder on the card. And it's definitely the best piece in my collection.
And the Kobe Bryant market over the last year has gone insane. Logo Man cards have gone insane. One of ones have gone wild. I can only imagine that you're really happy right now that you stretched to get this card when you did.
Oh, it was, financially one of the best decisions that I've ever made, except for the point that I'm never going to move the card.
Absolutely amazing. All right, I want to fast forward a decade, and I want to go to a card that caught my eye the moment I walked in to see your collection. Steph Curry's gold prism from the first year of Prism Basketball, 2012. Mm-hmm. And it's a PSA 10. Talk to me about this card, Adam.
This is probably one of the cards that I get asked about most. 2012 Prism is not only the first year of Prism, it's really like the moment that Panini really solidified themselves as having a product that a lot of people really wanted. There's just not many Steph Curry cards at this point that you look at and you say, that is like a grail for a Steph collector. And I was just really fortunate. Back in 2020, I had the chance to acquire it. You want to take a guess what this cost back in 2020?
I know what it costs today. I'm sure we're up in the six figures plus today on this card, big time. But in 2020, it was still a great card back then. I don't know, $30,000.
Really good guess.
Yeah.
$17,000.
Wow.
It was the most I'd ever paid for a card.
What a value! Unbelievable. We're going to stick with the gold prisms, though. Some would argue this one maybe is even better. This is Kobe Bryant's 2012 Prism Gold out of 10 in a BGS 9.5. Talk to me about this.
So it's 1 of 10, meaning...
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, so it's the first, it's not just one of the 40 playing days Kobe Bryant Gold Prism cards, it's the very first.
It's the very first of them.
Yeah. It's the first one of the first year. You'll be even more shocked about where this one came from. So this was February of 2020, and I was on eBay, and then I saw something that I know you've seen before, and I saw on the bottom half of the card the little ComC watermark. This card was on ComC.
Really?
Raw.
Jeez. Raw.
Sitting there on
Wow.
ComC Raw, and 2 weeks later I sold a whole bunch of stuff, just a ton of stuff. I paid for the card, got it graded, came back at 9.5. Like the Steph, it was also $17,000.
Oh my gosh.
But where I got really lucky here is I bought the Kobe, and I actually, sort of these two things are connected because I bought the Kobe and everybody knew what I paid for it, and that allowed me to then go acquire the Steph for the same price. These were the first two cards that I ever paid 5 figures for. And so for me at the time, I really felt like I was stretching. I really felt like, gosh, this is more money than I'm really comfortable with, but I just knew like I was trading cards for them, right? And so for me, it was a matter of I wanted these each more than what I was moving. And so that's what allowed me to do it. And I told my wife sheepishly, I just, traded in $17,000 worth of cards for each one of these two. And she thought I was a little bit crazy, but thankfully at least she felt okay about it. And here we are, 6 years later.
And you're very happy you did it.
Yeah.
100%. And Adam, you literally have millions and millions of dollars worth of cards sitting in front of us, which we're going to show the audience. How did this all start?
So when I bought my house, I had to sell my collection to put a down payment. And so I didn't have very much. And I said out loud, I said this to my wife, let's take $1,000 in cash and let's take what little cards I have left. And I had about $1,000 worth of cards. Ricky Rubio Topps Chrome rookies.
Okay.
And a couple of
Kevin. Not as exciting as these.
No, not as exciting as these. And a couple of Kevin Durant chronology cards. And I said, let's just see what we can turn these into. So I took $1,000 in PayPal and $1,000 in cards. And really the last 16 years, my whole objective has been, what can I turn this into? What can I make my collection into? And so where some people are like flipping, trying to make more money or trying to do different things, my real whole goal, I've tried to stay true to this, has been what's the best basketball card collection that I can build? And sort of that's still where I am today.
You're telling me this whole collection, I mean, we're talking millions and millions of dollars, started from $1,000 in cash and some Ricky Rubio cards?
Yeah, those Ricky Rubio cards did really well, by the way. They really did. I bought those for like $10, $15 a piece, and I sold them for like $80 or to $100 a piece. So that for me was the start. And each moment along the way has just been really like a deliberate sort of trying to move up, trying to get the best, most meaningful cards, and trying to build a well-rounded collection of sort of the history of basketball cards.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, we're going to go to another 2012 Kobe Bryant card next.
A card you love.
This is near and dear to my heart. Talk to me about this.
I love firsts, so it's from the first Prism set. I love when things have a unique story, and you know this. From 2012, for some reason, Panini just made 2 cards in the set where the card isn't signed on a sticker, and that's Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant. The 2 best cards probably in the whole set. So even in the base version, I just think this is a great card because it's from such an important set and the card is autographed on card. I love the silver. I love how rare it is.
People don't realize how rare that these cards were, that they were 25 of them ever produced.
That's all you could get out of Prism, golds and silver autographs.
Yeah. This is an iconic Kobe card. This is probably Kobe's most recognizable card of all time. The 1996 Topps Chrome, this is the refractor. And these cards often have a problem with greening. Your copy looks really, really nice. Tell me about this.
Well, that's why I own it. I just think any person who looks at this card at this point who's a knowledgeable collector looks for one thing first, and that's the color.
Yeah.
That's what they care about most. Now, some people are going to look at this and they're going to say, why do you own a 7 of that card? Finding a card that looks like that one of this copy is a way harder ordeal than finding a high grade.
Yes.
And so I love that it's in a 7 grade, and that's because of the color that it is. And I think with time, as people like learn to measure eye appeal a little bit and learn to look at color a little bit, they look at a card like this and they may say, gosh, I like that more than I like some of these other ones. And it's because it's a harder thing to find and it's more visually appealing too.
I want to stick with Kobe for a little while before we get on to Jordan. We've got to bring some exquisite into the mix. And this is Kobe's limited logos card. Beautiful card, really nice autograph on there as well. Talk to me about this.
People love exquisite so much. It's become like synonymous with the ultra high end. I think the image on Kobe's face, the point back at the camera, combined with that patch and that
really
autograph,
nice patch.
I just think it's one of his nicest exquisite cards.
I agree. That's a really, really nice patch. That one definitely separates it away. We saw one Kobe logo man earlier. We're not done. Here's another Kobe logo man. This one from Noir. I like the black and white imagery on this. What attracted you to this card?
When I bought it, it was the Kobe Logo Man auto that I could afford, right? This is another fun one. I think I bought this one in 2018 for a grand total of $1,200.
Oh my gosh.
That was why I was attracted to it. The crazy thing is, of course, holding it all of this time and, given the way that the world has sort of changed. But Noir, I don't know, you think of the product? A lot of people just sort of think of it as like a middle of the road Panini era product. I think aesthetically it's one of the nicest that they ever made. And this is, like a lot of the cards in my collection, this is the first year of Noir.
Yeah.
So for me, that was what I loved.
It's a really beautiful card. When you bought cards like this, when you paid as little as you paid for this card and many of these other cards that are now worth tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars or more, did you ever have any thought in your mind that these cards could someday appreciate the way that they have?
So my answer is going to seem a little bit flippant or strange, but I did think that. That's why I was willing to do it. I saw fractionalization, and specifically because I come from the world of investments, private equity and venture capital, I believed that we would see a time where we would see card funds. So I said to myself, if I've got a budget and I think these things are going to really take off someday, I'm just going to try to get the very best things and then hold on to them. And that's generally been my approach for the last 15 years.
Yeah. It has served you very, very well. It's a great.
If you like this, subscribe and drop a comment.